Welcome back to the show, everyone. And today, our special guest is Ahmed. Ahmed is 19 years old and is a trader from Egypt who's currently trading a 25,000 two-step funded account with FundYourFX. Now, Ahmed started his journey with FundYourFX in October 2025, and he's more focused on scalping the gold and has already received multiple payouts totaling around $1,100, $1,200. He will tell us better himself. By the way, that's a meaningful milestone, especially for a 19-year-old trader. And in this episode, we will talk about how he started trading so young, why he chose FundYourFX, of course, his scalping approach on gold, and how getting paid has impacted his life so far. Now, Ahmed, welcome to the show, and let's start from the beginning.
So,
how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm doing very great.
Nice. So, the first question I want to ask you is, you're just 19 years old, and when did you start trading, and what got you interested in the market?
So let's go with the first question. I started trading at 13 years old, which is 7 years away from now. Yeah. You'll tell me this is illegal. I traded under my brother's name, and I got the brokers with his ID and everything. I'm just confessing that right now in social media, but yeah, I started very young.
Oh,
I started very young.
Okay.
And what got me into the market is actually the fact that I don't want to be an employee, okay? And back in 2017, 2018, it was all of about cryptocurrencies, Amazon shipping, and all that stuff. And I looked up onto trading. I'm not that kind of a guy that looked on futures and crypto and stocks and then chose Forex. No, I just went into Forex, put all of my focus onto there. And yeah, pretty much that's it.
Wow. So I realized that I have to today I'm interviewing a very focused and determined gentleman.
Yeah, you
so
can say that. Thank you.
What did your early learning phase, let's say, look like? Was trading, let's say, something you took seriously from the beginning? Just walk us through a little bit.
Okay, so as I said, I started very young. So saving up some money was a little bit too hard for a young guy like me. So the $100 in Egypt at the age of 13, 14 was around a 2-month salary for an average Egyptian.
Wow.
So
really?
Yeah, realized that every loss I took was not hurtful, was very hurtful. That I couldn't even, manage that. I started a business. I started selling colognes, making perfumes, getting funds, and then putting it onto trading. And
kidding me? Come on.
Yeah, I'm just saving up my birthdays, my Happy New Year's, everything, and just putting it into trading. And the only thing that I have believed from day one was that if you are not gonna accept losses in trading, this is not your place. Accept a loss that is hard gained, like what I'm talking to you about, like a 3-4 month saving up, spending not a single penny. So yeah, the hard thing in trading is that you gotta accept losses because it's gonna happen anyways. So as of an example, by me taking a loss that is worth 3 and 4 months of saving up was very hard for someone the same age, my parents and my brothers and everything, to believe that this is actually the way. So yeah, that was the point.
Wow, man, what a mindset! Wow. Now, why did you choose FundYourFX when you decided to trade with a prop firm?
Okay, so the first thing that made me hop into FundYourFX was that the rules are very trader friendly. Like, to be honest with you, there is nothing called as, if you do this, we're gonna limit your risk. If you do this, we're gonna do like this. If you do something like this, you're gonna buy another account and all that crabby stuff. I've worked with more than 9 prop firms before FundYourFX, The thing is, I found FundYourFX late because it's yet not that much global. It's yet not that much viral and
Yeah.
on the social media. But then I saw an ad saying you pay and then you pass. I was like, this is risk free. Let's try that prop firm. And then my risk is very low, so I was like, it's fine. So I pay, I pass, even though after I passed, I don't get a payout. I'm just trying the prop firm, and I have already another prop firms. So I tried the prop firm. There was no daily drawdown. Guess what? You only had 10%. Now
Okay.
they have made it with a daily drawdown, but guess what? We didn't have a daily drawdown back days.
Yeah.
There was no 25%. You just make profits, even if it's all in one day. You take it. There is no stop loss. There is no news trading. You're just trading on your own. And actually, a good trader doesn't need those roles to implement it in the trading. So if you don't have a news trading, that doesn't mean that you should be trading news.
Exactly.
But it's something flexible that if there is news coming and you have your take profit and it got hit, your prop firm doesn't send you an email, go buy another account. That was the thing I'm looking for.
Okay. Do you share let's say, the mentality that the prop firm helps you to become more disciplined trader if they have strict rules or not?
To an extent. Like not to the point where not to the point where putting a strict rules to a trader helps you to an extent. So let's say if you have a live account that you have $1,000 or $10,000 on it, and then you lose a trade, what does stop you from keep on trading? Like let's say you lose 1% on a live account. You'd be like, okay, 1% is nothing. Let's risk another 1%. Let's not close that trade. Let's not put stop loss. Let's take a trade and sleep on it. Of course, it's gonna hit take profit. So a lot of stuff that you just don't have rules for yourself. Those prop firms put not only to save their money, but to save you as a trader. You're a one that passed their phase 1. You're a one that passed their phase 2, and you're funded with them. So the rules just there's hard set rules. Like let's say I have a funded account that is 5% daily drawdown. I'm not risking 5% per trade. I'm not even risking 1% per trade. Like my maximum is like 0.5 or 0.4 per trade. Okay, but then if I take 2 losing trades in a row, what am I gonna say to myself? I'm only 8 trades away from hitting the daily drawdown. Let's rest for today and come back tomorrow. Even though this is not the strict rules that the people say about prop firms, but actually it helps you out with the outcome, That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, that's a fair statement. I would like to hear, why does gold suit your trading style so well?
Gold is one of the most volatile markets over there. It's like Bitcoin, it's like Nasdaq, it's like S&P 500. Like those are my 4 favorite.
Okay.
I'm not a risky trader. Like I don't just go all in and then wish for profits. But the thing is, a lot of days in the other currencies, you just open the charts, you keep spending too much time for just not taking a trade. That's what I'm talking about. And then
So you like the volatility?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, and it gives me room because I don't risk much, and I believe you're gonna talk with me later on the trading style, but I'm gonna tell you on the trading style that a stop loss for me shouldn't be set. It should be manual. I have my stop loss set. A lot of times the market manipulates into that stop loss and then just drives your way, right?
Okay.
I like to place
Yeah, go.
I like to place an alarm on TradingView whenever the price comes in, if I'm not watching the market, because the very well, when is it really reversing, when is it really breaking the structure, when is it really making your trade invalid. I'd like to risk more money to prevent closing a winning trade on a loss.
Okay. So are you a short-term or long-term trader? You're a scalper, right?
I'm not a scalper
Or day
actually.
trader?
I'm a day trader. Like I
Oh,
trade
okay.
for hours, maybe
Okay.
minutes, maybe minutes. If it's really good, like I enter 200 pips in my pocket, I just leave. But I'm more of a
Okay.
day trader.
Okay. Do you choose any specific sessions that you trade?
I watch the market in Tokyo session and the Asian session.
Okay.
I want to see how the market is headed today, because most of the times, 90% of the days for gold markets, it is just making the drive in Tokyo session and then just sweeping liquidity on London and then reversing in New York,
Yeah.
or a continuation for the other two sessions. So I really want to see the Tokyo session, the ranges it sets. I just mark out the high, mark out the low, the first fair value gap introduced. I look at that. My trades is mostly in the handoff between London and New York session.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about your trading style? What sort of market analysis do you do before you place a trade? Can you walk us through a little bit of your trading routine, let's say?
Okay. Well, if we might need that, I can share screen when I'm telling you what I'm gonna do.
For this episode, we're going to just have a discussion. So
Okay.
just explain us your strategy and what you look generally in the market.
Okay. So I'm not a fan of buying low, selling high. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of taking a retest of a trend. I trade with the trend. Okay.
Okay.
Some people say the trend is a friend. Okay.
Yeah.
But my trading style, I've attended boot camps with a lot of mentors. I've seen the ICD, I've seen the SMC, and I got the fundamental analysis, I got the technical analysis. And my strategy is a little bit combined from all of those. It could be bad because some stuff can be, saying buy and the other can be selling, but then it's going to be so good when all of those are aligning together, and then you have the perfect setup, the A+ setup you're looking for weeks.
So for you, if the overall picture makes sense, you
Yes.
just place the trade.
I combine the analysis, but my 90% A+ setups module is gonna be having a stop loss hunt. Okay, I watch silver, by the way, because if there's a divergence, okay, I
On which
I
indicator divergence?
no, not that indicator. I just look at it. I don't use indicators. Maybe the sessions only, and that's it.
Okay.
I look at gold and then I wait at a zone. I have marked zones, demand zones and supply zones, and I trade trend lines. So, like most of the days are just trend lines, okay? But where's my A+ setups comes at is that a break of trend line comes to touch a demand or a supply zone, sets a stop loss hunt, and then follows a liquidity sweep with a fair value gap and a demand zone or a supply zone forming. This is my A+ setup. I'm full porting in it. No, I'm joking. This is the setup I'm looking for.
That's great. Any particular time frame that you are watching throughout the day to find this A+ setup?
Look, I start with the weekly, daily time frame just to look at where are we?
Yeah.
Where are we
To
on
get
the
the
map?
feeling, let's say.
Yeah, where are
Okay.
we? Okay, and then I hop on the 4-hour time frame to mark out the highs of the bigger time frames has more power. So if there is a demand on the 4-hour time frame, it's more likely to be respected more than a 1 minute or a 5 minute or 15-minute demand zone, right? So I just looking for the wicks on the 4-hour time frame, looking for the fair value gaps. If there is none, I'm just gonna be identifying the trend from the fair value gap, seeing from the 4-hour time frame, sorry, seeing what is the market intending to do. Then I hop on the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame is really my favorite. Bigger time frames shows more clear vision. As I told you before, I'm a day trader, so it's just I'm just looking at the 1 hour time frame. Oh yeah, it's making a wick, and then it flipped green. Once a good move on the 1 hour time frame happens, I hop on the 30 minute, 15 minute, 5 minute, identify all the stuff that I told you about before, the trend lines, the supply and demand zones, and the fair value gaps, and where is the wicks of the trend line, where's the closures, and most of the times I enter my trade on the 5 minute time frame, and I monitor it on the 15, 5 minute, 1 minute time frame. This is the time frames I monitor my trade on.
Do you place a take profit or not? You just close the trade when you see something unusual.
Look, let's say the trade is moving into profits, okay? I have two. Let's say I have a 0.1 lot size open. I always have a 0.05 with my take profit set at that zone. I think that the market could place from here. Or talking to myself, if I am out of the market, I would be looking there for a trade to the other position, to the other direction.
Great mentality. Yep.
Okay, and the other 0.05 is manual. Like sometimes your take profit, look, speaking of me, my take profit is not based on daily targets or the profits, neither the stop loss. It just there at the invalidating of my trade idea. So
Perfect.
if my take profit gets hit and then the market is not showing any reaction to that zone I thought that is gonna make a reversal, what am I gonna do? Just put a break even and just let it run.
Okay, that was my next question. Do you use break-even orders?
No, not 100% of the times.
Okay, but you use them when you think it's applicable based on your overall structure, let's say there.
When I think that if I could place a trade here and the stop loss is at the same place as my entry, it's like if it comes here, it's gonna invalidate. If it comes here, there is no way up. Let's say, speaking of a buying position, you know.
Great. And you've already received multiple payouts, totaling around $1,100-$1,200, something like that. How was the feeling, let's say, getting paid for the first time from a prop firm? You achieved something great.
Look, it was fantastic. Like I can tell you that even though like 1,200 is not that much for some people make it in one payout. But hear me out. Making a 2% or a 3% on an account monthly is the actual goal. Like,
Yes.
all what you're lacking is some capital. And sooner or later, you're gonna be getting more of a funded accounts, more onto other prop firms, more onto the same prop firm. You know, making your capital bigger. You should not aim for more percentage. You should aim for getting bigger.
Exactly.
So
That's
yeah,
what you can control, right? You cannot
Yeah.
control when the market will give you what's going to give you.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, aiming for a 0.2 per day is better than losing the account. This is my perspective. 0.2% per day is 2% monthly, and this is exactly what I aim for. Not a strict 0.2%. Maybe I make 0.5 per day and then a losing day, but the average is 0.2% per day. Let me know, does someone does not know how to make 0.2% per day? It's very easy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not easy to be disciplined enough to see small numbers on your screen and comparing it to social media.
Absolutely not. That's a
Yeah.
different word.
Yeah.
What about, you said at the beginning that in Egypt, let's say a couple of $100 are a lot of money compared to the effort you need to get there.
Yeah.
What about your payouts?
The
You based in
payouts?
Egypt. How did that impacted you personally? Did
Well,
you reinvest it in more challenges, or did you
yes.
go out and buy something for yourself, let's say?
Yeah. Look, every payout is structured in funny, or let's say entertainment, and then investment into another funded account, and then buying myself a dream that whenever I look at it and I'll be like, oh, I did that with my effort. I did that looking at the charts. I did that reading candlesticks.
Yeah.
So yeah, you said that, or I just said in the beginning that the 100 or 200 is too much in Egypt. This is why I'm actually going for a 2% per month. Because I'm just looking at my screen on the phone on a vacation on my PC, just playing and just looking at the charts. It may not sound easy, but who's making that much money and just by just sitting there, you know? So
Exactly.
yeah, 200 actually made me go on a lot of dates with my partner. It made me buy a lot of stuff in the PC case, got me a new phone, it got me another funded account somewhere. So I'm just, doing a lot of stuff with the 2% that the people underestimate it actually.
Good on you. As long as it positively impact your overall lifestyle, then that's amazing. Uh,
Spe-
w- yep.
Especially after FundYourFX made the profit split not 50% but 80%. So that 2% is gonna be something different now.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's the biggest lesson taught yourself, let's say, throughout prop trading?
Prop trading or overall trading?
Yeah, I was more to ask about prop trading, but yeah, you can frame it to overall trading or trading prop firms.
Okay. Okay, great. So there's a lot of stuff. Like a lot of people talk about a lot of stuff, but the thing that really like clicked in me and is gonna click in everyone is that people are only losing not because a lack of strategy or not because a lack of the way they observe market. They have to understand that it's not a job. You don't have to make a salary per day. You don't have to make an amount per day or a sum per day. You just have to be self-disciplined that the strategy that you know very well that it works out, it's not gonna work out when you don't see the stuff in the strategy in front of yourself and then you'll be like, I'm gonna enter a trade. Going random, not being self-disciplined with yourself. That's the thing. You're rushing the $20 left on your daily target to fuck up the whole daily profit. You're rushing the market just because you lost a trade. This is not the market. The market actually wants those people to get money. Don't be the liquidity sweep the market is looking for.
Exactly. Okay, that's great. Now, what advice would you give to other young traders who want to start prop trading and they feel a bit unsure or they don't have that self, let's say, discipline in place?
Okay. Well, I'm gonna have two advice. Okay. One for the prop trading overall and one for fund your forex trading because there's something here. Okay.
Okay.
For prop trading, for a young trader like me, I started my four first years with just a live account. I had $100, so making 100% per month or per 2 month is how much? $100, right?
Yep.
This is not that much. And again, it's too risky. And when you withdraw profit, you're gonna decrease your lot size again and try to, accumulate to have the balance decreased. And the profit you're withdrawing is not that much. So putting yourself in a prop firm, like trading in a prop firm, first of all, that must not be the first step onto trading. You have to go through a lot of demo trading, back testing, going onto a live account, going onto a demo, free trial, funded accounts. I hope FundYourFX does that very. Control yourself, discipline yourself, and then hop on the prop firm trading because, making 1% on a 100K account is 800 in your pocket. You get the challenge fees back. And then guess what? You can buy another challenge account, withdrawing from this, getting max allocation. So what do you want? Live account does not work unless you have $1 million or $2 million in your pocket putting it onto a broker.
Or even a significant amount of money that will allow you to have a low risk.
Yeah.
And just make a percentage or a dollar figure that allows you to live your lifestyle based on that. So
exactly. You cannot make a living out of trading when you're trading on a live account. This is gonna be pretty hard.
yes. Unless you have that great capital in place.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you a question that I ask to everyone.
Yeah,
I
go
want you
ahead.
to share with us
Huh?
the trade you will never forget.
Okay.
Which trade you will never forget?
Okay.
Usually, if you ask me which trade I will never forget, it's for sure I'm going to describe the whole moment, but it's going to be a losing trade.
Really? You're gonna share with us a losing trade?
Not in this episode. Yes, yes, of course I will share, of course, but
Okay.
not in this episode. That's your show here.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, you said no sharing screen. Okay, but I'll try to tell it to you. So, back in 2024, okay,
Yep.
gold has reached around 3,000 and something. Wait, let me check. 2000, no, sorry, 2025. You know what? Wait, give me a moment. I'm checking the chart. Yep, I was right. It was in 2023, actually. Okay?
Yep.
2023, and it was from July to the trade was on October. Okay, the gold was trading at 1,600 to 2,050. Of course, you cannot realize how much gold is here and there nowadays.
Yeah.
Okay, so in October 2023, that was the trade of my life. Like, whenever someone tells me, "Are you a good trader?" I'll be like, "Yo, look at this."
Okay.
Gold has made like three tops, triple tops at 2050. Okay, and then everyone kept going crazy when it went down to 1,670, and then, oh my God, gold is gonna go down. I was like, okay, guys, those are liquidity. It has to get swept. And then he'll be like, are you crazy? Gold is gonna go up to 2,000 and whatever. And then I had a live account at 2023 that had only $230. Okay? I bought gold at 1,600 for 0.01. Okay?
Okay.
And then guess what? I checked gold the last year, 2025. From 0.01, you're just getting like 1,000 and more dollars from a trade that no one believed in it. Everyone is saying sell, sell, sell. Every people like, okay, we're making triple top. It has to go down. This is what I'm telling you about the fundamental analysis, and the retail traders all go broke, go down. Okay, it went up by. It does not work like this.
Okay.
You have to think like the big institutions, like the market makers.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah.
Now, last question for you. Looking ahead, what are your next goals inside FundYourFX? Are you interested, or are you intended to grow up your account, to scale to multiple figures?
Okay. So, look, I have something with your FundYourFX that I really love. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's something called pay after pass. Actually, this is the advice I was gonna say for the people for FundYourFX, but I forgot. So the only thing that is the biggest con in prop trading is that you have to pay the challenge before even passing. So you are risking an asset that is not guaranteed. At least you place that 300 in the live account, you have it in your pocket. Yeah, it's not the best, but then you still have it. Once you pay for the prop firm, you're gonna have some days questioning, am I really here for this? You get it? But then pay after you pass, you get what? You pay $10 for entrance, and then you get the challenge after you pass. You get the funded account for the money.
Yes.
So this is what made me come onto this. This has to be one of the biggest stuff that a prop firm would ever look at you, and then it's transparent enough to tell you that I am a trader friendly. I'm not here to take your money. I'm here to help you through the trading process.
Wow, that's amazing. Thanks for sharing that. So,
And answering, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
yeah. So, Ahmed, I don't want to ask you anything today. I mean, if you want to add something.
So, yeah, as said before, my final goal was to, or is to, have max allocations with a lot of trusted prop firms.
Mhm.
The first step is coming onto FundYourFX. It may not be the most viral, but it's one of the most not viral, best funding prop firms ever there. I've tried a lot. Not viral just because they are cheap, but actually this thing is very, very trustworthy. So I'd like, yes, to scale my account. I'd like to grow with this company. I'd like to take as much challenges as possible. Same as a lot like other prop firms, which what I'm currently doing right now. I'm not gonna say any names in case of promoting or something, but then other prop firms, you have to do that. At some point, you're with a company that you have to take like a lot of, plan Bs whenever anything happens. But yeah, this is my final goal, to have a lot of allocations. Making a 2% per month is gonna make me at $100K per month one day.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Ahmed, thank you for sharing your story. I'm so glad that we made this podcast. Look, your journey shows that age isn't a barrier when you have the three pillars: discipline, patience, and a clear approach to risk. And now, for everyone listening, guys, this episode is a great reminder that starting small, staying consistent, and also trusting the process can lead to great results, no matter where are you from. Now, if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to follow the podcast and share it with someone who is thinking about starting their own prop trading journey. As always, thanks for tuning in, and of course, I will see you in the next episode. And take away, stay focused, stay disciplined, and keep building.